Right? We're getting looked at because we're filming outside Tesco, which is like, it's not as shit as Walmart, but it's not as good as Whole Foods. So come on, like it's that middle ground. So it is, we were gonna do like a kind of a budget shop and you know, try and see how much you can get for your money. But we're not gonna do that today. What we're gonna do instead, which I think is a better idea, is I'm just gonna show you what I eat. And because we're not gonna get a whole lot of food today, it'll be about 4 days worth. The reason being is you guys know I work with Chris Acito, and he likes to keep me on my toes and he changes my diet all the time. So if I were to buy a week's worth, half of it probably wouldn't even be eaten because he changed it. So what we're gonna do in there, my fridge is completely empty. So we're gonna go in now, I'm gonna get about 3 or 4 days worth of food, based on the diet I'm following at the moment. So, I mean, it'll probably be around 80 to 100 pounds, I'd imagine, which is probably about $120, $130. So, we better be quick, 'cause I'm part of the disabled bay, because it's busy. It's also 3 days before Easter, so I might get an Easter egg. Let's go. I mean, would you buy that? And that's just fucked, isn't it? It's £5 for literally a dead plant. Bargain. This is actually pronounced fire. It says it on a, wait. Pronounced fire. So all of you saying phage, you're wrong. Fire. I'm still gonna call it phage though. It's like when British people don't say Paris, they say Paris. Fuck off. I've got a brief off-season, so I'm having a ready-to-eat salmon. They're but it's so good smoked. So I've got that as one of my meals with some rice. I need chicken, steak. So we're in the right aisle, this is the meat aisle. So I'm gonna go and get some chicken and steak, as I just said. Oh no, they're 5 fillets. Where are the mini fillets? Mini fillets or tenderloins. I'm not a big chicken breast fan anymore, unless I'm putting them on the barbecue, which I will start doing now it's hotter. But for now, I'm sticking with the mini fillets. So I get 3 of these. These are actually the perfect size. These are 500 grams. I eat about 10 to 12 ounces cooked, and it leaves me with about 3 ounces to give to the dog. Hence why I don't buy dog food. He eats like a king. Need some beef, we need some beef. Okay, so pre-contest, I always eat flank steak, which I normally get from the butchers over at the end of the counter. I was starting to go for a little minced beef phase, but now I'm having this little kind of 8 to 10 week period now where I'm trying to get my weight up. It's basically an off-season period. I'm opting in for the steak burgers. They're amazing, so they're down here. As you can see, they've all sold out. Fuck. We've got Scotch bonnet burgers. I mean, that's a risk, isn't it? Because you'll have a stinging ring for about 4 days if I have these. And literally people will be shitting blood, so I'll give them a miss. What else we got? Ooh, ultimate brisket and chuck burgers. They sound really good. Brisket and chuck burgers. I mean, the Aberdeen Angus steak, let's check out the fat content. This can't be right. It says 17 grams of fat per burger. But that being said, when I cook them, 90% of the fat drains out, because and then I leave them to soak on a piece of kitchen roll, so a lot of that fat drains out. Who cares? Fat is my friend at the moment. So that'll do for the chicken and beef. Let me check my list. So chicken's done. We need bagels, rice. Yeah, it's all here. Right, okay. Pre-contest, I wouldn't use these. I just make everything in my rice cooker. But again, because I'm enjoying my food at the moment, this one, roasted garlic rice, it's too good. So these are the little things I like to do in the off-season versus pre-contest. Is I just eat tastier, shitter food because it's easier to eat. When you know, if you guys are pushing your food really high, and you're trying to get the most dense food you want, it has to taste good for a start, otherwise it's gonna be really difficult to eat. But if you're trying to shovel in like loads of potato and boiled chicken to grow, you're ill. You need to rethink yourself. So like a packet of these, that's about 80 grams of carbs. With a couple of those, you're looking at about 70 grams of protein, about however much fat, it doesn't really matter, and the carbs. So you've got a whole meal there. It's very cheap and super easy to eat because it tastes good. That's one of the keys to putting on size, is making sure you eat palatable food that digests well and that is high quality. See, this says finest, which means it's quality, I hope. So we've got that, we've got the rice. I'll get another one. So, let's check the list. We need bagels. The only soy sauce you should ever get. Traditional Japanese soy sauce, made in Germany. Right, I was thinking about this the other day. Why don't they put toys in cereal anymore? This one comes with a Nerf something or other. So that's sold. That being said, I do actually need these as well. I use post-workout, 100 grams of carbs from these. The police have just walked past, making me nervous. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm pretty funny about my eggs. Bluebell Araucana eggs. If you look, they're slightly blue. You probably can't tell, they are slightly blue. I promise you they're slightly blue. And they, but they're the tastiest eggs. They got really dark yolks. Because they're just grass. They just live in a field, eating worms, eating grass, eating seeds. Good eggs. Bagels. There we go. It's all about the red onion and chive.
Not plain man.
No, not a plain man. Red onion and chive. And
if the cinnamon one?
They can fuck off, cinnamon. Cinnamon's the devil. This is what we've all been waiting for. The secret. The secret to my success. Bagels, cookies. Right, we've got two more things to pick up. Almond butter and frozen pineapple. This is really good almond butter. I think it's the best tasting one. The only problem is it's literally liquid, which is good because I can just pour it all over my food. Just pour it all over everything. So yeah, let's go find some frozen pineapple. I bought some carefully hand-picked pineapple chunks. So yeah. These are great because pineapple tastes better when it's kind of half frozen. And who the fuck can be bothered to get a whole pineapple, cut it up and frozen? Especially because the weird thing about pineapple is it goes off really quickly, it ferments really fast. I think it's because it contains the bromelain. So if you are a pineapple person, don't get tinned because it has no benefit apart from the flavour, and it will go off really quick. I think the damage is here. It's probably not too bad. I actually find my off-season food bill is a little bit more expensive because obviously I've got the burgers, which is more expensive than just buying steak. This is more expensive than not just rice. I don't eat these, and I don't eat that pre-contest. This very rarely pre-contest. I don't have that pre-contest. So my pre-contest diet is probably cheaper just because a lot of it I cook from scratch. Like a bag of rice is what, $5 if that. Like a big bag. So yeah, this is more expensive than usual. But as I said earlier, it's because I'm putting a lot of food in. I need to be able to eat it. When you're pre-contest and you're starving, like boiled potato, boiled chicken with a little bit of sea salt and pepper, easy, so easy to eat. When you're off season, you're eating like 7-8 meals a day, and you're trying to push the weight up. You need to be able to eat your food. So you need to be able to. Yeah, you need to be able to eat your food. So the best ways to do that is choose food you actually like, that fit within what you're trying to do. I don't mean eating bacon sandwiches, but you know, try flavoured rice, try the steak burgers instead of mincemeat. You know, flavoured bagels, things like that. You know, there's loads of ways around it. If I'm trying to have 150 grams of carbs after training, I don't want that from rice or cream of rice. So Rice Krispies are a way easier way of getting that in with my whey. It's not going to bloat me out. It's much denser, but it's much lighter to eat as well. So there are my tips for off-season eating. It's the same with yogurt. You know, pre-bed, I don't want to eat a massive piece of salmon before bed. Pre-contest, fine, because I'm starving hungry. But before bed, I will have this, a couple of scoops of the isotope, about 500 grams of this, and about 40 grams of almond butter. And I have some mixed berries that I have in my freezer. Mix all that in a bowl. Super easy to eat, doesn't bloat me out, sees me through the night. And it's a nice change because it's a sweet, you know. And the other thing is all my food's savoury, so it's nice to have some sweet in there as well. So, well, not all my food's savoury, obviously Rice Krispies and cookies aren't, but you have to have a nice balance. So when building a diet, or when I build a diet for certain people, you have to take in palatability. Although that sounds like you're taking shortcuts, you're not, because you've still got to eat the food. So as long as you're eating the food, you know, that's all that matters, and it's much easier for you to eat the food if you're actually enjoying it. So, yeah. Oh, that's pretty close. I said about 70 pounds, didn't I? 68 pounds 80. I might get an Easter egg, but that is only like 3 or 4 days worth of food. So. So now we're going to go put all this away, get a meal on the go, and then it is time to train.